This is Michael again, and welcome back to my unofficial Motor Wars tutorial. This is episode number 2, Menu Options and Exploring Terrain. In this episode, I will focus on exploring the menu options and exploring the terrain in each map. So if you've already thoroughly explored the game, feel free to skip ahead to the next episode. Hopefully by now you've explored the game a little bit, and I wanted to go into some of the menu options in case you haven't. There are 4 tabs up here. They start with Lobby, Find, Leaders, and News. But let's go back to the Lobby. Here's something that you may not know. You can change your nickname at any time. You are not stuck with the one that you chose when you made your account. Hopefully you've chosen to make an account by now. I'm going to go ahead and change mine to a caveman. And this is good for expressing your mood or avoiding stalkers or whatever the case may be. Next to your nickname, it will tell you what level you're on, how many experience points you have, and how many you need for the next level. Now these are the maps. I've already gone over these: the Forest, City, Suburbs, and Halloween. And beneath each one, you'll see that there are a number of rooms that are games that are already in progress. Some of them have names. Others are pretty boring and just say room 7411. The thing that you want to look here at, if you're not looking for a very specific room, is the number right next to it. It says 7/8. What this means is that there are 7 players currently in that room out of a possible 8. So if I were to go into this room, I would be the 8th player. The room would close out because it already has the maximum number of players. And that's useful because sometimes you want to go into an empty room. Sometimes you want a little more action. Another neat thing that you can do is you can create your own room. And when you do this, I suggest making a name. When you choose a clever name, these rooms with names tend to draw more of a crowd. And you can set a level requirement to match your level, and what that will do is it will block out anybody who is less skilled than you. So if you're tired of running into all these guests who are just trying to figure out the game for themselves and have never played before, you can just block all those out. And then you would just click on New right here. Before I do that, I'm going to go into the other tabs real quick. Find is very useful for finding a specific person, a friend or somebody that you might want to get revenge on. I like for finding my friends. If you know their name, you can type in the first couple of letters, and we'll show you all those people who are playing. And you can go ahead and join them in the room that they're playing in. It won't necessarily take you into the same team, but you'll be playing in the same room. The Leaders tab, all this is the Leaders board. It will show you who has played the game the most. These aren't necessarily the most skilled players, just the ones who have played long enough to accumulate experience. And it will show you their level as well. The News tab is pretty much irrelevant. Because Martian Games has closed the game out. He's no longer adding things or repairing things, so you're not going to find any new news here, and you probably won't be clicking on that tab too many times. So let's just get started playing here. If you're going to explore, I find that it is best to create a room called Just Exploring. That way the more skilled players will know what you're doing, and if they're playing maturely, they'll leave you alone. This is the most basic route between the 2 bases and the forest. Now you'll notice in every map there's always more than one route, but if you establish a beaten path, that will allow you to stray from the path and explore other places and come back without getting lost. Before long, you'll want to establish a secondary route or a back way because the fighting can get really intense in certain areas and you'll want to go around that. The city is large and has many streets, making it very confusing and easy to get lost. But the most important thing to know is where the ramps are that lead up to the main bridge. There are 3 of them, but I'll let you explore those on your own. The suburbs are a bit like the city, except that in some areas the buildings are more densely packed together, while other areas are open and grassy. The nice thing about exploring the suburbs is that you can climb the hills off to the side and look down on the suburbs and get your bearings straight. The tunnel opening that leads to the red base can be difficult to find, but notice this parking garage off to the side. If you can find the parking garage, you can find the red base. The Halloween level is interesting, but it is also the least played level, I believe, for 3 reasons. First of all, it's very dark. You can hardly see where you're going. I had to turn the brightness up in this tutorial just so you could see what I'm showing you. The second reason is that the road is so long and winding that even if you can tell where you're going, it takes twice the time to get to the flag and bring it back to your base. The third reason is the terrain is so unforgiving. Many times you will find yourself at the bottom of a deep lake, unable to get out. The terrain will actually kick your butt more than the players will. But it is fun to explore, and it's good to get away from the other levels for a while, just to take a break. Thanks for joining me in this episode. I hope this tutorial has helped you find your way around all the maps and menus. Once you are familiar with every area, please watch my next episode where I will teach you basic team strategies and how to win. See you in the game.